Tasha K just gave Clarissa Shields the drag and analogy of a lifetime, and I was right there. I just happened to be right there to see. Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, anything I say is alleged and in my very, very personal opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal. The Copyright Act of 1976 is in the description box. Some meat and potatoes, some housekeeping items. So, today we are talking Tasha K and Clarissa Shields, a.k.a. Pap's side chick, a.k.a. Pap's mistress, a.k.a. Pap's pick-me, a.k.a. Pap's entanglement, or as Chris Cyborg would say, it is duck hunting season, you guys. So I was actually, real talk, I was watching John B's Cadillac Records episode, and Tasha K's thing popped up, and I wasn't going to click on it at first, and then I just happened to see Clarissa Shields' face on her thumbnail, and I was like, I wonder what she's going to say about Clarissa today, right? And I suspected it might have been about something about the BET Awards, but then it got juicier, and I feel like we have to have a conversation. Now, you guys are more than welcome, you know what I'm saying, to check out Tasha K's platform, and you would just have to fast forward until you see the unfortunate icon of Pap giving Clarissa a piggyback ride. And that is when the topic is going to begin. So, first of all, Tasha K sings R. Kelly's song, Half on a Baby, because she is playing Clarissa Shields' interview in which Clarissa is declaring, you know what I'm saying, for the millionth time, that she's going to have a baby next year. So she did in the sounds of R. Kelly's song, Half on a Baby, that half on a baby, but Pap needs to divorce Remy, and he ain't divorcing Remy, nah. I'm done. So then Tasha K also played the clip of Clarissa walking down the aisle at the BET Awards, which I had suspected that the nosebleed seats, that maybe Clarissa Shields got an upgrade. You know what I'm saying? When you're at a concert, when you're at a sporting event and all this and all of that, and it's technically not all the way sold out, or hey, you might be a seat filler. I don't know. But it was giving in the middle of the show. You guys can move down from the nosebleeds and come down to where the rest of civilization is at, aka the rest where the actual celebrities are located. And so Tasha K felt as though, it was ridiculous for Clarissa to walk down the aisle like that with somebody else's husband. And ultimately, she made a comment. She was like, why would Pap get rid of Medicaid? And so basically, Tasha K gave the comparison, gave the analogy that Clarissa Shields is Medicaid, the mistress Medicaid, and the wife, Remy Ma, is Blue Cross Blue Shield. Now, she specifically referenced that insurance because that's what she has. But you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to think of some other insurance companies like Cigna. I'm trying to think. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever your premium, your main insurance company is. Basically, she's trying to say that it is Remy Ma that has all of the benefits because Remy Ma is the wife, and that Clarissa Shields is the mistress, aka the Medicaid, right? And so ultimately, she feels as though that the only way a divorce is going to happen is, if the husband and wife in the situation decide that this is it and this is all, and it's total and it's final, right? But basically saying, if first she said if Remy Ma relinquishes, but then she said if Pap lets Remy go. And so then Tasha K plays more of Clarissa Shields telling a radio station that she is going to be having a baby with Pap the next year, and that it is all Pap's idea to want her to have this baby. And so then Tasha K went in on Clarissa's appearance and said that why is her face gray? Whoever did her makeup, her face is gray. Her foundation is gray. She looks casket ready. And she was like, why didn't Pap tell Clarissa that she is looking casket ready out here, that her makeup is looking like a hot mess express? And so then Tasha K, as Clarissa was talking about how Clarissa cannot have a baby this year, Tasha K in the background was like, and you can't, and you won't. You know what I'm saying? Then Tasha K said this. She is alleging that it has been 2 years publicly, but she is alleging that it had been at least a year behind the scenes. 2 years publicly with Remy's husband, but at least a year behind the scenes. And of course, we know during that behind the scenes time, who was in Remy's DMs? Who was asking Remy for styling tips? Who was all in Remy's likes and in Remy's comments? Who was the one that was knowing when Remy was out of town or when Remy was in town or what TV show she was watching or what she was eating, when she slept? Like she had her whole schedule down pat. And then started getting Pap's schedule down pat, right? So then Tasha K says, you know, behind the scenes, it was Clarissa that was trying to copy the wife, trying to borrow her clothes, trying to find out what type of perfume she wears, and all the things. And she basically said, it's been 2 years. If Pap wanted to divorce Remy, he would have. And then she brings up basically a similar situation that took place in her family where the relative did not divorce the husband in that situation, and they tried to get like a younger version of one of the mistresses and basically didn't get a divorce. And basically Tasha K, and ironically the relative called in while Tasha K said their name and was giving them the blow by blow of what was going on with the Pap, Remy, and Clarissa of it all. However, the relative was like, listen, look at here, like you're being a little bit too messy right now. You know what I'm saying? This is my business, this is my tea, all of the things. So Tasha K, you know, eventually hung up with her and said that, you know, that she might do an interview with those relatives to speak on potentially what happened with all of the parties involved. But basically, her whole point was that the relative that went through this did not want to allegedly have, you know, the mistress reap any of the benefits that she's worked so hard to obtain. I am of the belief at this point, I don't feel that it's Remy that is holding up any divorce, because she's the one who has told us on several occasions that she was done with this man, that she wanted nothing to do with this man. Heck, she has his clothes packed up and folded, and he still will not get it after a couple of years. He stopped paying the bills. He was sleeping on her couch. He was doing all these things. Remy Ma had been checked out of her husband. Her husband did not want to accept it. You know what I'm saying? And still stayed after the Easy the Black Captain expose, which told me everything I needed to know. But I think what happened is, even if they were allegedly on any type of path of reconciliation, as they allegedly went out to that dinner with Fat Joe and everything else the night before all HLL broke loose, Pap was not keeping it in his pants. Pap was dealing with all types of other women besides his wife, aka Pap was still cheating. Remy thought he finally changed, that he was going to leave the side chicks and stuff alone, and absolutely not. Because why would he do that? Why would a man who can't even afford to pay the basic bills at your house, such as the light bill and everything else, and is allegedly pawning off your jewelry for some gambling money, or whatever the case may be? You know what I'm saying? Or to pay gambling debts, allegedly, right? Why would they want better for themselves? You know what I'm saying? Why would they do right by their wives, right? So basically what Tasha K's whole point is, she feels that Pap is actually the wife in the situation of the marriage, that Pap wants all of Remy Ma's benefits. And he knows that if they actually go forward with a divorce, that stops that. That puts the kibosh on the whole situation. And always, and stated multiple times throughout the segment, if Pap wanted to divorce Remy Ma, he would have. Just like we all say, right? If Pap wanted to divorce Remy, he would have. If Pap wanted to cover up his Remy tattoo, he would have. If Pap wanted to delete the Remy post, whether it is for her birthday or their anniversary or whatever the things, Pap would have. He doesn't want to, because I believe at some point in time he realized he effed up. I believe Pap had realized at some point leaving for the 20% did not work out the way that he was hoping for it to work out, but he has nowhere else to go. This is his current come up, as Remy Ma always says, so therefore he has no choice but to stay in it. But to stay in it, but to stay the course, and all of the things. But that was basically Tasha K's video saying that Claressa Shields is Medicaid and Remy Ma is Blue Cross Blue Shield. And ultimately, Claressa is not holding Pap's feet to the fire about no divorce. In fact, she's walking back the fact that Pap is getting a divorce. And is now specifically saying that Pap is separated. You know what I'm saying? And the thing of it is, she gets mad at all of us if we say something. But she is not mad at Pap because obviously she knows the situation is not going to change. That is why she is now once again talking about all this baby nonsense, because she knows the married man has no intentions of being a single man and doing right by her. But why would you want to bring a baby into this madness, into this foolishness, into this level of dysfunction? If there's already problems, kneel. If there's already issues, kneel. That basically you have no control over nothing. Anything that you want Pap to do that is going to cut off ties for good with Remy, he has not complied to, he has not done. And it is still you that is running after the married man to try to make sure and ensure that another situation of what happened at Daniel's Leather around Christmas time last year does not happen again. Hence why you ran to New York during Mother's Day weekend for a concert and artist you have zero interest in, just to make sure Pap didn't see Remy for Mother's Day. That is why you planned a trip to Aruba around the time it was Remy Ma's birthday, so that there could be no chance of Pap having any potential interaction or seeing Remy Ma on her birthday, because you are that insecure, because that man does not want to divorce his wife. He does not want to make it official, because Remy Ma is the algorithm. Remy Ma is the motion. Remy Ma is the cloud. Remy Ma is what keeps Pap relevant. Not you. So nonetheless, that is it for this video. I want to hear from y'all in the comments. What do y'all think of what Tasha K had to say on her current live stream at the time that we are recording this video, of her calling Claressa Shields Medicaid and calling Remy Ma Blue Cross and Blue Shield, and that Pap is never, ever, 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 ever divorcing his wife, and trying to add a baby into this madness. It is just going to cause more stress, more drama, more pain, primarily for Claressa Shields, while Pap just gets to sit back and rub his hands together like Birdman. So nonetheless, hype, 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 hype the video. Hype the video, please. There is that. That is it. That is all. Es todos es final. Es finito. It's the end of the road. It's the end of the line for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post the content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.